My name is Desaital Ashramik Vidyalaya Killa Padi, Standard 8, Subject English, Chapter 9. The Great Stone Face 1. Before you read, seen from a distance, hilltops and huge rocks seem to assume various shapes. They may be resemble an animal or a human figure. People attribute stories to these shapes. Some stories come true, others don't. The Great Stone Face is one such shape that reminds the inhabitants of the valley of a prophecy. What was it? Did it come true? One afternoon, when the sun was going down, a mother and her little boy sat at the door of their cottage, talking about the great stone face. They had only to lift their eyes, and there it was plain to be seen, though miles away, with the sunshine brightening all its features. One afternoon, a mother with her son name was Ernest, was at the door of their cottage. They were talking about a great stone face. It was clearly visible in the bright sunshine. Thousands of people lived there. Everybody there was familiar with the great stone face. And what was the great stone face? The great stone face was a work of nature from on the perpendicular side of a mountain by some immense rocks which had been thrown together so that when viewed at a proper distance they resembled the features of a human face. If the spectator approached too near, he lost the outline of the face and could see only a sheaf of granitic rocks piled one upon another, but seen from a distance. The clouds clustering about it, the great stone face seemed positively to be alive. It was the belief many people that the valley owed much of its fertility to the beneath face that was continually beaming over it. He wished to hear its pleasant voice. He longed to see men with such a face in order to love him dearly. There was man called Gathergold. He had left his native valley many years ago. He had become quite rich man in a distant seaport. He decided to return to his native valley. There was a rumor that Gathergold looked like the great stone face. Gathergold had a face an old man with yellow skin. The odd people consider him the image of the great stone face. A mother and her little boy, as we said earlier, sat at the door of the cottage, gazing at the great stone face and talking about it. The child's name was Ernest. Mother said he, while the great face and smile on him. I wish that it could speak, for it looked so very kindly that it was much indeed so pleasant. If I be seen Ben with such face, I should love him very much. If an old prophecy should come to pass, answered his mother, we may see a man sometime with exactly such a face as that. What prophecy do you mean, dear mother? Eagerly inquired Ernest. Please tell me about it. So his mother told him a story that her own mother had told her when she herself was younger than little Ernest, that at some future day a child should be born. The people considered him the image of the great stone face. Ernest gazed up the valley. The great stone face seemed to reject Gather God as its likeness. Ernest had grown up to be a young man. Every day he would go up by himself and gaze upon a great stone face. Near here, who was destined to become the greatest and noblest person of his time, and whose face in manhood should bear an exact resemblance to the great stone face. Many still had faith in this old prophecy, but look after the nothing but ideal talk. At all events, the great man of the prophecy had not yet appeared. "O mother," cried Ernest, clapping his hands above his head, "I do hope that I shall live to be him." His mother was an affectionate and thoughtful woman. I was proper, so she had thought not to be discouraged the fanciful hopes of her little boy. So she said, "Show him, perhaps you may." And Ernest never forgot the story that his mother told him. It was always in his mind, and whenever he looked upon the great stone face. By this time, Gathergold had become poor and died without establishing his likeness with his stone face. Another son of the valley has joined the army as a soldier. Many years before he had become famous commander by then and came to be battlefield. Ernest had no teacher, but the great stone face became one to him. When the work of the day was over, he would gaze at it for hours, until he began to imagine that those vast futures reconciled him and gave him a smile of kindness and encouragement. About this time, there went a rumor throughout the valley that the great man, who was to bear to resembles to the great stone, had appeared at last. It seems that many years before, a young man had left the valley and settled at a distant seaport, Gather Gold, which was his name, had set up as a shopkeeper and being sharp in business matters, and became so very rich that it would have taken him 100 years only to count his wealth. In time, he thought of his native valley and decided to go back there and end his days where he had been born. He had become a famous commander, and he decided to return to his valley. The people considered him as the likeness of great stone, and on his return he was welcomed to Wembley, the gathering and as the greatest man on all of time. A carriage down 4 horse dashed round the and rode. Within it, thrust partly out of the window, prepared the face of an old man with yellow skin, the very image of the great stone face. Shouted people, "Sure enough, and prophecies is not true tree. Here have the great man at last, and he will come. Fear not, Ernest, the man will come." Thank you.